Yes,
Hi.
ma'am. Yes,
Hi.
bang. Okay. How are you, my
Yes.
love?
How are you? You look amazing.
Thank you. You
You still look
too.
16.
Yeah, hello, somebody. I just need to say that I went to school with some remarkable people,
You did.
okay? Because my girl, Chanel Mack, I haven't seen you. We went to high school together. I haven't seen
Mhm.
you since 2006 was the last
Yeah.
time I saw you. And then the next time, I just need to say that the next time I saw Chanel, I was scrolling through the gram and following my peoples, Jesus and Mero, who host a late night show. They no longer host it, but I'm like, oh, I know that girl. I know Chanel. Is that Chanel in that sketch? And so then I found you on Instagram, and you're just this amazing actress. And I never even saw it coming. When did this journey start?
Honestly, it did start in high school.
Oh,
So it really, all right. So I'm gonna tell you probably why you didn't see the journey. Because I auditioned for the musical that we had, Cinderella,
yes.
and I didn't get it. And I
Oh.
didn't get it. So then Cardinal Hayes, our brother's school,
Mm-hmm.
they were holding auditions for The Wiz. And, I was feeling bummed about not, getting any role in Cinderella. So I was like,
Right.
you know what? The hell with my school. I'm gonna go to Cardinal Hayes and see what they're hitting for. And that was the start of the journey. So the first
Wow.
time I was ever on stage, it was at Cardinal Hayes in The Wiz. And I was actually playing a witch. I was the good witch of
Yes,
the North.
look at that, how everything
Look at
comes full
that.
circle. Because now you're starring in AllBlk's Wicked City, which is
Yes.
about four witches. It gives me Charmed vibes, but also
That's
The
exactly,
Craft. Have you
yeah.
seen The Craft, the movie The
Absolutely. I
Craft?
love the craft.
Yep. It's so explain to me the premise of that show.
Okay, so basically, Wicked City is a show about, four girlfriends. They're fabulous. They live in Atlanta. They live their best lives, but they're also witches. And
Mm.
then they come into contact with a new young lady, Camille, who at the time doesn't know she's a witch. But one of our friends, Jordan, her power is that she can sense when magic is around. And she
Okay.
lets her in on it, like, hey, sis, you are a witch. So we just kind of go on like a groovy adventure. We do some bad things,
So
bring
the
back
adventure
some things.
ensues.
Yeah, we bring back some things from the other side, but we kind of fight through it while being fabulous in Atlanta.
I love it. The trailer looks awesome, and I'm going to put the trailer at the end of our interview so that people can see it because it looks so exciting. It looks so, but it looks exciting, but also relatable. Like y'all are
Yes.
the homegirls, like each
Yeah,
of you
that
has such an
our
interesting
writers,
personality.
Serena and Kristen, they really wanted them to be like girlfriends. Like
Right,
like real group of homegirls hanging out. Yes, we argue, yes, we fight, and we fight for each other. So I think
right.
they did a good job with that.
Yes, I love that, and congratulations to you on landing that role because
Yeah.
that's major, girl. That
Thank
is
you, girl. It's been a long time coming, sis.
now,
Let
so
me tell
hold
you.
on, because let's talk more about the journey. So you're in high school, you get this
Yes.
role at Cardinal Hayes, and so you get
Yes.
on stage and you feel what? Like, do you know immediately this is it?
Honestly, I will be honest with you. That was the day where it was like, I I like show business. I want to be in the business of whatever this is.
Mm-hmm. I can relate.
So, the next year I did their musical again. Went off to St. John's University, but having these Bronx parents of mine, they were like, yeah, we encourage, all of your extracurricular activities, but we're not sending you to this expensive school for an acting degree.
Okay. So
So they were like, all
what did
right,
you major in?
I majored in public relations.
Still
Right.
in the field
Yes,
somehow.
because my thing was I wanted to work in show business. So maybe I back then it was like, you know what, maybe I'm not meant to be in front of the camera, but I still want to be in the business of it. I want to
Right.
be in the industry. So honestly, since college, I've only had entertainment positions. I've worked for Viacom, I've worked for NBC Universal, worked for People Magazine, I bounced around or what have you. And then it kind of got to the point where I was like, I want to act. I'm around all of these talented people. I'm around talent all of the time. I'm dealing with celebrities all of the time. And I found myself to be like a bit envious. Like, I want to do that.
Girl, oh my God. First of all, I'm getting so excited because we're almost mirrors of each other. And not in
You,
that
you get it.
that I don't want to act, but I used to work at Universal
Mm,
as a marketing director, and I remember feeling like, "Yo, I'm here supporting everybody else's dream, but what about my
of mine.
dream? What about me?" And so then you have
Right.
to like decide whether or not you want to take that leap of faith. And look at you. It
Yeah, that's
works.
what happened. So at the time, actually, I was working at an entertainment law firm. They disbanded since. But one of the partners, his name is Andre DeRoche.
Hmm.
He was like, "Yo, why don't you go to acting school? He's like, you know, you're not into legal. You like, why are you pretending like you like this?" And I was like, "You sure?" He's like, "Yeah." And all of the partners came together. They got me recommendations. They gave me a little raise so I could actually pay for the tuition
Wow.
at Stella Adler. And they even like they changed my hours so I could like leave a half an hour early to get to class. Like I owe them everything. Andre and all of the other partners at the firm, I owe them my life. Like they gave me that little bit of push and I took it and I ran with it.
Look at the universe
Look at
coming
that, right?
together. So what's the journey been like since? Has it been just opportunity after opportunity, or have some challenges presented
It's
themselves?
oh girl, it's been a lot of challenges. So, at first the journey pretty much started like, okay, I'm in acting school, I got accepted. I'm working my little two jobs so I can pay it. And I was happy. I was being a struggling artist in New York City,
Mm-hmm.
living the dream. And then literally a few months before graduation, I got sick. So Karina, I know you probably remember, but I'm asthmatic.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately, my lungs collapsed.
Oh my
My lungs
God.
collapsed November 2018. We didn't know why back then. Now we know it was because of COVID. Like COVID was lingering in our country way
Right.
before we even knew it. But yeah, so my lungs collapsed. I was in a coma for 2 months. I woke up, honestly, I actually woke up on December 1st, which is also the date that the show premiered this year. But I woke up out of my coma December 1st, and I remember VH1 was on the TV and they kept playing the movie This Christmas. When I woke up, I still was like reciting my material in my head. I was still reciting Macbeth in my head because I was studying it prior to me getting sick. And I was like, God, you woke me up for a reason and you kept this on my heart for a reason.
Right.
So if this is what you want me to do, help me out here. And
Show
I
me.
remember I
Right.
kept watching This Christmas. They kept playing that movie. And I was like, God, I want to work with everybody that's in that movie.
Oh my gosh.
After that, I went through rehab, learned how to walk again, got back to normal life.
So wait a minute. So your
Yes.
lungs collapse, you get in a coma, and then you
Mhm.
wake up and have lost all sense of how to
I could
move,
get, because my
motor
body was
skills.
down for 2 months, I
Mm-hmm.
woke up and can't move. Can't move my limbs. Everything feels heavy. I can maybe like move my head, but everything felt like weights were on me. Like I couldn't move my muscles.
Wow.
So, went through rehab, did that whole process, got back on my feet. My family really wasn't real like they really weren't supportive. Like, go back into acting because they wanted me to rest.
Right,
They
right.
wanted me to heal.
They were looking out for your best
They,
interest, even though it
yeah,
was counterintuitive to you.
right. But I didn't
Mm-hmm.
care. I didn't listen, and
Mm-hmm.
I was out auditioning, and then I got my first role. It was a student film,
Mm-hmm.
and it's called, what is the name of it? It's a long title. It's A Drunken Scorpion Will Sting Itself to Death. It
Okay.
was a student film made by my girl True, and I was like, God, if you let me get this audition, I will keep pushing. And I could barely walk. My voice wasn't really all the way together, but I still went and I got
Mm-hmm.
it. I booked it.
Yes.
So since then, it's just like, I've been booking my own stuff. I don't have a team yet, but God keeps providing me with opportunities.
Hello, and I saw you for like a second on The Harder They Fall. I was
Yes.
like,
Yes. After
Chanel.
after Regina King bust the girl in the
Yes,
face, I'm right there, girl.
yes. I was like, that's my girl. Yes. And this is just the beginning. I mean, that's the beauty of it, is that you're getting these roles, and so it's like communicating to you more and more that this is your reality,
Yes.
which is amazing. So tell me about getting this part specifically
So
on Wicked
so
City.
specifically with this, it's God is so good. So I was on vacation. I was in the Bahamas, and I
Hmm.
get this random email from my executive producer, Tressa Smallwood. Now I'm familiar with who she was, but I thought this email was like a scam. I'm like,
Hmm.
who is this? So I'm reading it. It's like, oh, she knows me. Oh, okay. I don't know how my name came across her desk.
Hmm.
Don't know how
God.
she even got my email. That's God right there. But she emailed me and she was like, we'd be very interested in you auditioning for this new show that we have coming up. And it was like, oh, absolutely. I'll audition to be the door. Like, what you want me to play the doorknob? I will be the best doorknob you need. But we started the process there. She sent me the materials. I want to say I got that email. That had to be about March. By the top of April, I was getting the email saying, "Hey, we want to book you for this role."
Wow.
And it was like, what? Like,
Wow.
I cried. I was on the train. I cried in the middle of the D train.
Yes,
And
ma'am.
in New York, nobody cares about you in New York. Like, they looked at me like, why is she crying? Anyway,
Whatever. Moving on.
right. Moving on. This is my stop. But it was just amazing. I got that email. I auditioned the next month. They were reaching out to see if I was interested in booking it. And here we are.
Wow. Can you talk to me, Chanel, about what it's like being a struggling actress and what challenges come through during that time frame and how you deal with, like, let's say, like rejection, right? Like you go in for an
Mhm.
audition and it doesn't work out. How does that affect you emotionally? And that was a lot
Uh,
of questions in one, but
no, I hear you. So when you decide to be an actor, it's like you're balancing two lives. You have to take care of yourself, your livelihood, and feed yourself,
mm-hmm.
but you also have to feed your soul with your craft.
Mm-hmm.
So you really have to always have that balance. That's why a lot of actors in New York always have another job. You always have to
Mm-hmm.
have another gig, working at a restaurant, working at a hotel, whatever you can do that's flexible, that allows you to still hone your craft
And it has to
and
be
still make
mindless
money.
work, like not work that's gonna stress you out, right?
That's
Just
another thing. You'll always see actors doing something like servers. I
mm-hmm.
worked at a hotel, like something where it's not too much.
Right.
Anytime I had a position, like when I worked as a PR and I really had to like focus on my work, I wasn't acting, I wasn't reading, I wasn't
You
working on my
can't. It's
craft.
too
You
much.
can't,
Yeah.
it's too much. So one, it's a balancing act. So you definitely have to do that, especially if you really want to do it. If you want to be an actor, you have to know that if you're doing it because you want to be famous and on a billboard, then you're doing the wrong thing.
Mm,
Go on Instagram or go on, social media and create a personality for yourself.
right.
So that's one thing you kind of have to like realize. And also as actors, when it comes to rejection, a million no's can equal that one yes.
That'll change your life.
That'll
That will
change.
change.
I've been rejected from plenty of roles. Like it's nothing. I watch TV shows all the time where I see the woman that they casted instead of me. And at first it was sting. But then now as an actor, like when you hone it, it's like, you know what? She did read that better than I did. She did
Mm.
convey something. So now I can look at stuff like, you know what? Yeah, I don't think I would have done that role the way she did it. And she did it so well. So
And
I
you can
understand how that
learn
makes
from
sense.
whatever it is
And
that she
you
brought
learn
to the
from it.
table. Yeah.
Yeah, you learn from it. Like, oh, okay, look at her inflection. Look what she's doing. But also, one thing you have to remember, you have to be, whatever your faith is, you have to be strong in it. Because what's meant for you is for you.
Ooh, yes. You better
Period.
give
What's
us the
meant for
word,
you is for
baby.
you. Those roles that you may have wanted them, but they weren't meant for you. And when the
Mm,
role that you is meant for you comes across the table, it's perfect. Like with Sharice Baker in Wicked City. It's too
right.
perfect.
Listen, I was like, Chanel Mack in high school, is that you? So talk to me about like where do you tap into your emotions? Like how does that work? Like I've never been to acting school, so you get on set, you read the script, like it has to come from a real place, right?
It always comes from a real place. Like with Meisner, which is the acting technique, they teach you basically to draw from something that actually happened to you. This scenario may have never actually happened in your life, but something similar happened like that.
Mm-hmm.
And then draw from that. How did that make you feel? Bring it out of you. So me,
Mm-hmm.
you always knew me. I was always loud and full of energy, and always,
Extroverted for sure.
and I was always emotional. I was always super happy, or I'm sad, or
Mm-hmm.
what have you. So I just kind of always try to just tap into that feeling.
Is there ever a moment where, I mean, during the filming of Wicked City, for example, like at a regular job, you'll have days where you're off. Like
Hmm.
you can't perform to the ability that you would another day. Were there
Yeah.
ever days like that? And what did you do in order to push through?
You know what? There were a few days like that, just because we had a lot of long nights. We had to like pack 6 episodes into like a month and a half. Like we had to like get it together. So you know what? Well, one, being the lead, I had my own space. I had my own trailer. I mean, whenever there was a time where I wasn't feeling 100%,
Mm-hmm.
I could go back to my trailer, get myself into the character I need to be,
Sure.
go do that scene for 15, 30 minutes, and then go back and
Mm-hmm.
release it.
Mm-hmm.
That's the beauty of working this as a job. Like I love being an actor. This is my favorite job because I do get a point where I can step away. You can't always step away from your desk. You can't always, if you're working retail, you can't always step away. This
Right.
position, I can step away. I can get into the character I need to do. I mean, I need to be, go do the job I need to do, and then release it.
I love that. I love that. Has it ever happened where like y'all are doing a scene because it's four of you, right?
Five
It's a
of
big
us, 5 of us.
five. Okay, yes, including the girl who just found out she had the magic.
Yes.
Okay, so it's five of you and you're all doing a scene and you killed it. Like you went in there and delivered. Okay, and then somebody else either missed a line or something happened where you had to redo the
Mhm.
scene again. Like, what's that like? Is it frustrating? Like, what? Tell me about that.
So with that, at first, it could be frustrating. But one thing that we learned from Vanessa Bell Calloway, who
Hmm.
actually plays Tabitha, and she's also the executive producer of the show.
Hmm.
She's a legend in the game. She's like, repetition is your best friend.
Ah,
Yes, you did it great that first time. Do it again.
or even better.
Do it again. And
Yep.
literally, when we did it again, it got better. And another thing
Hmm.
is like when you're on camera, we're an ensemble. So it doesn't matter how good I am. If you flub something, we all flubbed. So what we would do is, it's like, it would never be frustrating. It'd be like, hey, sis, you want to try it again? What do you think that you need from us to make you deliver your line a different way? Like, we're a team. Like, we're a family.
Beautiful.
So it's like, we never got frustrated. It was just like, you know what? We're going to try it again. So if I delivered the first time, guess what? The second and third and fourth time, I'm going to keep delivering
Yes,
until
ma'am.
my sister gets on my level as well.
This see this level of camaraderie, I don't think is very. You don't see it a lot in show
You
business.
don't
You don't
see
see
it
it
a
a lot
lot.
in Hollywood. So that's beautiful that you're bringing
And it's
that
like,
to the
it's nothing
table.
but Black and Latina girls on set. Like, it was beautiful. And my thing was, where we come from. We come from all girls school. We know how to be sisterly, but not a
Hmm.
lot of women know how to be sisterly.
Right. Right.
So I feel like me just having that background kind of made things a little bit more comfortable too. Cause the first couple of days, it's like everybody's still a little shy. We don't really know each other. We have this superstar Vanessa Bell Calloway on set, like we don't
Yes.
really know how to act. It's like, no, we're sisters. Like, I was doing, let's get together. Let's everybody have a twerk contest. Let's figure it out. Like, we're
In
gonna,
true Chanel Mack fashion, because
yeah,
that is
and
who you
true Chanel
are.
Mack fast. Everybody twerk. Let's figure it out. And
We
we
gonna get
became sisters
it.
on set for real.
So, what's the biggest takeaway or the biggest piece of advice that you've gotten from Vanessa or from working with her? Maybe not even directly.
I should tattoo it on myself. She said this to me specifically. Slow down.
Oh, that was a word for me too, girl. That was a word.
Slow, and it's like not even just with the speed of my talking, but
Like, just
slow down. You don't have to do it all today. And it was like, okay, all right, Miss,
yes.
okay, slow down. Take your time.
You know what? You know why that's very relatable. Like not only in my personal life, but also I think with us from where we come from because we're from New York. We talk fast, we move fast. We're like,
Right.
yep, yep. But that's so good, not only professionally but emotionally, just in life in general. Just take it in. Just be present. That was
Yes.
wonderful.
Be that's what I took from it. Be present. Take it in.
Mm-hmm.
Like, your life is like, my life was changing on that set.
Yeah.
And it was like, a few days would go by and kind of you didn't like, I didn't notice it and take it in. And she would be like, no, just relax. Take it in. Slow down, girl. Slow down. And I was like, hey, Big Nessa, you're right.
Right. What a blessing it is to have a seasoned actress like that on
Oh,
set
she
to be.
was
Yeah.
chef's kiss, a gem on set. And she's so funny.
Oh,
She's like an auntie. She's
right.
hilarious. She's hilarious. Like, she was
Good.
cracking on our director. She's funny. She's hilarious.
So what's next for you? What do you want? Like what else do you want to
I
do
mean,
or
I
do you see
definitely
yourself
still,
doing?
want to perform. I'm still, pushing myself out there, but I would love to get back on stage
Mm. Like in a play on
in a
Broadway or
Broadway play. Girl, we're from New York. I want to be on Broadway
that is a whole nother challenge in and of itself. Cause you're
and we
talking
can do
about
it
live audience. No, you got
every
this.
night, every
Every
night.
so it's a
And you have to
different show
deliver
essentially every night, even though it's the
it's
same
the same
script. That's
show and you have to deliver every night. And I want that.
well, Miss Ma'am, I'm gonna be waiting for that playbill that will say Chanel
Yes.
Mack. We are going to manifest that into the universe because it will
Yes,
happen.
you will be in the orchestra seat, sweetie. You and the family.
Hello, somebody. Yes, y'all heard it here first. Okay, I'm invited. Yes, ma'am.
Period.
So is that the pinnacle for you? Like what would be what is it, what will it take for you to feel like I have arrived? This is it.
The stage, a Tony. Don't get me wrong.
Okay.
I'm grateful for any nomination award that I would ever be presented with, if given, if God sees fit. But the one award that I really, really want that'll tell me, girl, you made it. I want a Tony. I want to get
Mm.
back on that stage. Like, I started on stage. I
And
was a
that's where your
theater
love
kid.
grew.
That's where my love is. So if I could, the goal for the next year is basically just to kind of hone my body, get it up to par, so I can be physically prepared for
Mm-hmm.
what I would have to bring to a Broadway stage. But my goal is to like be back on stage.
You mentioned something earlier about if you want to be an actress because you want the fame, it's the wrong reason. What's
Yeah.
your reason? What is it about acting that makes you feel alive?
Being an inspiration to others. I remember being a little girl, and I like, for example, I remember one of my favorite movies is Corina, which is by
My girl Whoopi.
yes, with Whoopi. And I remember being like really little, and I was like, that was like the first dark woman I saw as a child. And I honestly like, mommy, is that you? It looks like my mother. And I remember saying, like as I grew up, like I want to be that for another little girl.
Mm-hmm. I love that.
I want to, and not even just little girls. I want little black and brown and white kids from inner city neighborhoods that feel like all we have is this. It's so
Yep.
much more that can
Yep.
be offered to you. And you know what? You don't have to wait for people to give it to you. You can go get it.
Oh,
You can go get it.
yes.
And I want little kids all around the world to look at me and be like, yo, she came from here and look at her. She did it by herself. She did it with her family. And I want them to be inspired. That's what makes me perform. Like when I see like little kids' faces, especially little girls, it's like
Right.
when they smile, when they see me, that makes me happy.
Absolutely. Oh my God. Well, I'm so proud of you. I am so
Thank you. I'm
inspired by
so
you
proud
and
of
so happy for
you.
you. Thank you, boo. I'm just
I
like,
like
look
what
at us Aquanites doing it.
look at us. We're doing it.
I love it. Okay, girl. So tell me about Charisse. Tell me why we need to be watching Wicked City right now, which is on the All Black Network as we speak.
Okay.
Go.
Charisse is a trip, y'all. Okay. So Charisse is the only like northerner out of all of these southerner girls. Everybody's from Atlanta except Charisse. She's from New York.
Mm.
She's an exotic dancer. I can give you her power. She has the power of persuasion. So, she kind of uses that power to her will. She gets her
Listen,
clients to give her more money. She lives a fabulous lifestyle. She does what she wants. She's great. She's the top-notch witch.
love that.
With creating that character, like creating how I want her to look and feel. Because I'm from the Bronx, I absolutely kind of like honed in on my cardiness.
Oh, yes, ma'am.
I had to hone in on my Cardi, like, oh, how would Cardi do this? How would Cardi work the stage? How would she, I wanted that presence to be there, and I kind of mixed her up with, me. And we created
Right.
Charisse. Charisse is a baddie. She's fabulous.
Hello, somebody.
She's the most experienced witch out of the 5 girls. Up until Camille comes in, and I can't tell you what happens after that. You got to tune in, guys. But up until Camille comes, that's when everything goes haywire.
That was a good tease. Okay. So y'all need to watch Wicked City on the All Black Network because it is thebomb.com. And I'm going to attach the trailer here at the end. Tell us where we can find you on social media, Chanel.
You can find me on Instagram at Chanel, CHANEL _ Mack, MACK, or my fan page, the Chanel Mack.
Yes, fair page. Oh, Chanel, it's so good to see you. Thank you
It's
so
a pleasure.
much.
You look so beautiful.
You
Tell your family I
too.
said hi.
Same. I'm sending you a hug, girl, and I hope you're feeling so much better physically. Like, I'm so sorry to hear
Physically,
that
I'm in
happened to
the
you.
best shape I've ever been in my life.
Girl, you are resilient.
We gotta that's what us Bronx girls do. We're gonna always fight through it.
Get back up. I know that's
Period.
right. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you.
I appreciate you, girl. Thank you.
And you doing your thing. Don't stop, ever.
Thank you. I needed that.
I know you are out there. Show me where you are. I'm in a group full of black female witches, and tomorrow's the full moon, and we're doing a spell.
This is the power magic spun through the many to the one.
She's dead. Is it a spell that can bring people back from the dead?
You don't know what she'll be bringing back.
I like that.
what you've done.
You're gonna have to work together to face this.
I know you can do better than that.
You know each other?
We're in way over our heads.
Look at you, ready to kill.
Someone knows what we did.